Okay, good morning, folks. Good morning. All right, good morning. Excellent. Okay, we're all awake. We're all chugging and ready to go. My name is Fred, and I'm going to share with you a little bit of something that's been happening in Asia. And guess what? Whatever we've learned in Asia is going to be applicable everywhere else down here as well. Now, before I begin, I need my clicker. Let's click. Okay, I was the Director of Entrepreneurship Training at the Nanyang Technological University of Singapore. Okay, Fred, that's very nice. What does that mean? It's the #1 university in Asia. It's ranked 11th in the world. Okay, it's the biggest technology university. And when they parachuted me in, okay, they were having problems with their entrepreneurship program. The success rate was this: 100 companies and kids would go in, and 97% of them would die. Yeah, great stats. Okay, casualties all over the place. So what I'm going to share with you today is applicable not just from a startup perspective, but interestingly, the stuff that we discovered is applicable in any company. Okay, how are you going to change teams? How are you going to get people motivated? How are you going to get people to stop screwing up and get on with stuff? All right, this is what's going to happen. Okay, that's Nanyang, NTU, rank 11. We used to fund about $35,000 per team, and they will still die. So that was terrible. That's me. I look a little bit better in the photograph than in person. I've had the privilege of training. I have my own business. I operate in the Middle East. And if you're a Chinese guy without this, you're asking for trouble. So I've personally either coached or taught about over 2,000 startups and entrepreneurs. I've been very fortunate in that way. And I come from a little place called Singapore. Okay, Singapore is 40 kilometers by 20 kilometers. Okay, that's really, really, really small. Okay, I have to kill you after I tell you this, but that red dot down there is a military air base. And what happens when our pilots take off? They have to make a hard right, otherwise they go into Malaysia, and that causes an international incident. Okay, so now we are a very, very small country, only about 5.8 million. In fact, Hong Kong is bigger than us, about 7.6, and Bangalore is like 18 million. So we're a really small country. Okay, and resources are very important. The most important resources are the people. Okay, we have no natural resources to speak of, right? And so it was a big challenge. Why is it that people were failing at entrepreneurship at startups? Now, before you tune off and say, oh, Fred, please, startups are startups. We are in the corporate. It doesn't matter to us. Not really true. Because in corporates, when you're trying to create a new cash cow, when you're trying to move beyond the products and services that you have, guess what? Welcome to the world of entrepreneurship. All right? The same skill sets that startups need, corporates are finding that they need them as badly as the startups do. All right? Corporates have spent tons of money on it, and guess what? After a very expensive learning lesson of over the last 6 to 8 years, they realize that they just can't do it. Right? So that's the bad news. And with that, I end my speech today. No, we'll go on to the interesting stuff. When I was parachuted into the university, the success rate was only 3%. We implemented training programs from Fortune 500 companies, IBM, FedEx. We raised it up to 6%. Yay! Okay, right. Statistically, it's double. Yay! But 2009, we got one successful company. Where we had 6%, we got 2 successful companies. Yeah, right. That's really embarrassing. Okay, and then we institute mentorship programs. We've got startups to be paired with people from corporates who have had successes, and it doubled the number. Wow, from 1 to 2 to 3. Wow, woo! Okay, really embarrassing numbers, okay? And this is what's been happening all the time. We couldn't understand why we kept falling over our own feet and failing. We provided money, we provided resources, we provided expertise, and this is it, all right? Now, the thing about it is this. The important question is not to ask how this happened. The important question really is why. Why? Why is it that the human resource keeps tripping over themselves over and over again, despite all the efforts to provide them with the resources they need. So that was the critical thinking question that we had in mind. So we decided to look and we said, oh, well, we obviously know kids, not sincere enough, not enough experience, crappy business idea, it's obvious, okay? Not enough support, okay, fine, yeah. Now, we actually get sent companies, SMEs and MNCs by the Singapore government through our program. And so we said, well, why did these guys fail? All right, and again, not sincere enough, not good enough, not enough experience, crappy business ideas, not enough support. The funny thing was that it doesn't matter whether you're a university startup or whether you're an MNC, they all failed for the same reasons. And it took us almost 2 years to discover what that reason was. Now, how many of you guys are interested in finding out about what the reason was? Yeah? Cool. Excellent. In this case, I'll go for my lunch break. We'll come back a bit later. 8 in 10 businesses failed within 6 months. Okay? And 9.7 of them failed in 12 months. Okay, that was really, really bad numbers. Okay? And in Singapore, the government is spending tons of money supporting all of these startup programs, incubator programs, but they kept dying. All right? For those of you who are gardeners, you know what I mean. You talk to the plant, you love them, you play cards, the bloody idiot dies. What's wrong with you? And it took 2 years. We finally figured out what it was. Okay? And this is what happened. When we implemented the solution, we put our secret sauce in. Software businesses improved by about 30%. There's 3% success rate to 30%. Hardware businesses jumped from 3% to 60% success rates. Cool. Isn't that interesting? Okay, now, this is the secret. Okay, you guys serious about it? You guys ready? Okay. What I'm going to say will fly in the face of some of the things that you understand about, but some of you guys are probably really familiar with this. Being from the HR industry, you've probably seen this, you might be familiar with it. Now, it's about this guy. Okay? Those of us who are human and not zombies, we have this little thing. Okay? The problem with this little thing is that, okay, there's a 3-brain theory, 2-brain theory. Let's just go for the simple one, the 2-brain theory. Conscious brain, your subconscious brain. Cool? Right. Okay, conscious brain, subconscious brain. Now, at the BBC, they had a program. They gathered the leading neuroscientists in the UK. They put them together in a room, and then they asked them a question. One of the questions they asked them was this: how much of the brain is conscious, and how much of the brain is subconscious? Now, let's just have a poll. How much of conscious you think, out of 100%? 10, okay, good. 5, 30, sorry, 10, okay. Crap, sorry? 20, okay. Full of optimist people here. Okay, so one of the scientists, what he did was that he took the board, he took the paper, and that little square, if you can see it, that's your conscious brain. 0.03% is your conscious brain. 99.7 is your subconscious brain. Now, here's the interesting bit. Who's your daddy? But you're thinking to me, oh man, Fred, you're just talking nonsense. You're talking bullshit, man. This doesn't happen. It's not true. Okay, let me quote you an incident. You know, don't do it. If you do it, it's going to go wrong. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's going to go wrong. Don't do it. And what do? You do it. And you go like, WTF, we're like, what the hell was that all about? I knew it wasn't going to happen. I knew I shouldn't have partnered with this guy. I knew I shouldn't have gone out with her. But hey, what the hell did I just do? Okay, so that's the power of the subconscious mind. Okay, the fact of the matter is this: all our experiences and stuff like that mean nothing until there's a social context. When the social context happens, we form a judgment, we form a belief. That belief is trapped in your subconscious, not in your conscious. Because you know certain things that you shouldn't be doing. Consciously, you are aware of it. It's like doctors who smoke. They have all the scientific data, and they go, yeah, I know, true, bad, man, just really bad. It doesn't make sense. They know what it is, but they do it. And that's what it is. That's why people succeed over and over again in repeated patterns, or they fail over and over again in repeated patterns. Why is it some people are just like, they have this Midas touch? Everything they do seems to be successful. Because in the subconscious, there are belief systems which are highly productive, which propel them forward. Now, for the rest of us mortal human beings, we have a mix of this stuff. And in certain situations, we're always very successful, and in certain situations, we always screw up, regardless of what our conscious intent is. Yeah, okay. I'm Singapore, I have to bring a little Asia to you. Okay, 相与心神. Okay, what this means is that, okay, use Google Translate, you can find that out. But basically, it's an idiom. And what it talks about is this. The perceived reality is created from your heart. Okay, the perceived reality is created from your heart. Now, which means this. Success or failure is inside of all of us. It's not an external condition. Now, that's great news. Because if you've been a screw-up all your life, after today's conference, you'll be a success. And if you're a success all your life, when you understand the solution, you can apply the solution to your teams. Okay? And you'll be able to get highly productive behaviors from the people around you. The results in our lives are merely manifestations of our internal beliefs, right? Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Okay, complete this if you can for me. Is the root of all evil. Something is the root of all evil. What is it? Of course it's money. Absolutely true, isn't it? Money is the root of all evil. Or is it? Okay, that's a social belief, right? So this is what we discovered in startup teams. Everybody has 101% commitment to the project when we begin. They come to us and say, sir, if you were to give me the funding, which hand would you like to cut off, my right or my left? Do it now. Okay, all 100% sincere. 6 months, 80% die. 12 months, 97% die. Okay, and they could not understand why they kept failing over and over again. What we discovered was, interestingly, was this. Consciously, they wanted success in their life. Subconsciously, they had a negative belief system. Money is the root of all evil. Kind of weird, right? Okay, but guess what? This is subconscious. Your subconscious is the elephant. It overrides your conscious any time of the day. Now, if you think of all the popular Spanish drama, you have the rich father, you have the rich son, who is an asshole. We see this over and over again in popular, in media, in press, in stories. If you're rich, you're this kind of guy. So people have this disconnect between being wealthy, okay, and being moral. And guess what? When you have that disconnect, who's going to win? Definitely not us. That's the challenge. What we realize with many of the startup teams, whether you're MNC or with SMEs or startup teams from university, most people came from a middle income background. And they had certain negative belief systems which actually prevented them from succeeding. Now, here's the interesting bit. When we help them overcome and get rid of these negative belief systems, okay, people were reporting back to us. Remember, software teams, they had from 3% success rate, they jumped to 30%. Hardware teams were jumping from 3% to 60%. I'm also a certified coach. And what my clients tell me is that their productivity jumps are typically about 150 to 200%. And the funniest thing is that becomes their new normal. That becomes their new normal. They're performing at a very high level and the change is permanent. Okay, so you guys interested in the solution? All right, okay, excellent. Okay, yes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, these are the reasons that, people give themselves. Now, but before we go on, are you guys interested in a quick little experiment? Yes. All right, cool. Okay, now just stretch your hands out, everybody. Okay, palms up. Okay, now I would like you to close your eyes. Okay, close your eyes, relax a little bit. Now I want to imagine on your right hand you're holding a basket. There's an empty basket right now and there's nothing inside. It's cool. And I'm starting to put apples into that basket. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, it's getting heavy. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Fred, stop, stop. 12, 13 apples in that basket. Full-size apples. Okay. Ooh, okay, it's getting a little heavy. Now, on your left hand, I'm going to give you helium balloons for fun. All right? I'm giving you one. Now, hold on to the helium balloons. 1 balloon, 2 balloon, 3 balloons. Okay, 4 balloons, 5 balloons, 6 balloons, 7 balloons. Ooh, it's getting quite light now. Hold on to it. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 balloons. Okay, hold on to the balloons. Okay, the apples are getting heavy. Hold on to the balloons. Now open your eyes and look where your hands are. Now, isn't it interesting? Okay? Mind. Your mind affects the physical. Okay? This is where it all happens. And reality happens outside, down here. Okay? So, if we can work on the mind, if we can get rid of the negative subconscious belief, guess what? You guys are performing at a high level, and it comes naturally. When you give the GPS the coordinate, you're going to a place, you fire up Google Maps, you give the GPS coordinate. The GPS figures out where it needs to go. It figures out the most optimum route that you need to take in order to get there. The human brain is the same, no difference. When you give your brain a directive and your brain believes that that is the directive it needs to achieve, it will figure out for you, without any effort from you, how you're going to get there. The opposite is also true. If the brain doesn't believe you should be getting there, it will throw all kinds of nonsense in your way, and you will not succeed. All right? So that's what's been happening in our lives. That's what's been happening with teams. So how do we solve this issue? Right. Oh, by the way, telling people that they're wrong never works, right? You guys in HR, you know what it is. Okay, dude, there's something wrong with your subconscious, man. I need to fix that, Everyone gets super defensive, like, yeah, right, really, sure. Okay, so this is the exercise that we designed because our challenge was this. One-to-one coaching works really, really well, and we help people to discover the roadblocks, release them. But heck, sometimes I'm faced with a conference room full of 200 over startup teams, from MNCs, from SMEs, or university startups. I cannot spend one-to-one quality time with them. So I need a shotgun method, okay? Okay? And this is it. This is the shotgun method. Now, what do? The first is you need to identify a topic, okay? Something that's stopping you. And here's the best part. It doesn't matter if it's personal, financial, family, spiritual. It doesn't matter because you know what? There is no difference between life coaching and business coaching. Things in your family affect you. Guess what? It affects your business. You're having a bad day at the office. Guess what? Your kids get it. Right? There's no difference. Right? Now, whatever topic you choose, perfectly fine. But the thing is, it must be a painful topic. It has to be a painful topic. Okay? That's the first thing. Identify a topic. Next, identify a buddy. Now, your buddy cannot be your boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse. Spouse being the worst of all kinds of buddy. Okay, you just choose somebody, a friend. Okay, the role of the buddy is kind of like Alcoholic Anonymous. The role of the buddy is just to whip your ass when you don't do the exercises every day. That's all. All right? And if you like your ass being whipped, let's have another discussion about that. Okay. So the role of the buddy is just to kind of keep you honest, and off you go. 21 days. If you break the exercise more than 3 days, you have to restart the whole exercise. Now, what happens in 21 days? You choose a topic, right? It could be. Now, the topic, the clearer you are about your topic, the faster the process will work. When you choose a topic, and by the way, the title of the topic must be in the negative. It must be in the negative. It cannot be in the positive. It must be in the negative. Because when you go to the doctor, what do you tell the doctor? Hi, doctor. I'm feeling great today. How are you doing? Doctor goes like, dude, what's up with you, man? Perfectly well, no problem whatsoever, no pain, nothing lovely. No, you don't do that, right? It's a waste of time. You got the doctor, bro, pain. Wow, really? Oh, I can't bend. Oh, and this one, let me tell you about my kidneys. No, so it's a bitching session. It's a mental bitching session. For example, 50 or more reasons why I cannot get my next promotion in 12 months. 50 or more reasons why I cannot find my perfect partner within this year. Okay, 50 or more reasons why I cannot earn more than $1 million annually. Whatever it is, be specific about it, all right? Okay, and then you write the reasons. Okay, very important, writing. Why writing? Because there's actually a neurofeedback that happens when you write versus when you type. Okay, when you type, it's a bit more disconnected. Writing connects back to the brain. So you write on a piece of A4 paper, and any reason is fine. Because I'm not good enough, because I'm not smart enough, because I don't have enough resources, because I live in the wrong country, because my left foot is bigger than my right foot. Now, as specialists, I'm going to reveal to you a little bit of something. The 50 reasons, the first 20 reasons are all conscious brain stuff. This is the easy stuff. Okay? The next 30 reasons are the stuff that we really want to get into. And the 30 reasons, I'm telling you, gets really weird. Okay? It comes out like, because my mother loved my brother more than me. My left nipple is higher than my right. I'm not joking. These are the things I've actually seen people write. You know? But the thing about it is, never psychoanalyze your reasons. Do not psychoanalyze your reasons. Simply write, and that's it. Leave it as it is. Now, when you finish 50 or more reasons, what do you do with that? Guess what do you do with that? Okay, this is the equivalent of mental diarrhea. Do you exactly want to keep this on your desktop? No, you don't. You go out, you burn it, you shred it, you throw it as far away as you possibly can. So that's the exercise. 50 reasons why I will fail at X, whatever X is. Write the reasons down. Takes you about 20, 30 minutes. Burn it. Get rid of it. Next day, you do it again. You may find that in the first day, you may write, because I'm not smart enough, because I'm not good enough, because I don't have resources. Second day, you may write the same thing, because I'm not smart enough, because I'm not good enough, because I don't have enough resources. But interestingly, on the third day, you may like, you know what? Don't feel like writing those reasons. Why? Because in the exercise, you have released that from your subconscious. So there's no urge to write it anymore. Okay? So don't be surprised when the reasons will change. It's kind of like peeling onions. Things will change. Okay. Now, so what is available to you when you start to do that? Okay, as thought leaders, as managers, as directors, let me tell you what typically happens. Within the first 3 days, the business partner, your close colleague, whatever, will notice something that's different about you, but they can't point a finger at it. They can't figure out what it is. Within a week, usually what you will experience is your head is mentally clear. It's less noisy. When you think of ideas, there's less resistance, there's less, are you sure you want to do that? Come on. You know, there's a lot less of that kind of noise. After 21 days, most people report back to me. They tell me they experience between 150 to 200% increase in productivity, and that becomes the new normal. All right? So when we did this with our program, that's the secret sauce we applied with the program. We didn't change the technical aspects of our entrepreneurship program. What we simply did was we got them to release their unproductive, unhealthy, counterproductive subconscious beliefs. That's the only thing we did. And then teams, here's the funny part, teams that had no resources were beginning to outperform teams who didn't do the exercises but had more resources. Kind of weird, right? Okay, which is great from a HR perspective. Great, I don't have to give them anything and they work more. I like. Okay, so this is what it is. Okay, 21 days. Don't break for more than 3 days. If you break for more than 3 days, you got to restart the whole exercise. And this is how you teach your elephant to dance. Your subconscious is your biggest enemy or your greatest friend. It works 24/7, 365 days. It doesn't require anything from you. If you can get it on your side, you'll be very surprised how powerful you become at where you are. Right? Now, can I tell you one last little optimization of this exercise? Now, so great, 21 days, fantastic, big fat hairy deal, Fred. You know, I'll do that, fine. I'll get my team to do that. No big deal. You can also use this exercise to determine whether project teams will succeed or fail. How would you like to know how to do that? Yeah? Yeah, that's a big issue, right? HR, you know, you project teams together. Are they going to survive? Are they going to work well together? Most of the time, we end up having to spend a lot of time before we understand people and decide whether they should be together. You can do this exercise one time when the project team comes together. You get them to write 50 or more reasons why this project will fail. Okay? And you give them half an hour to do this. I did this with a government ministry, which I will not mention the name for fear of being assassinated. And the champion was a director, the assistant director was there, and the entire team was there. They came to the room. I gave them the exercise. The minute I gave them the exercise, guess what happened? The assistant director, she had an invisible phone call. She apologized to me, and she walked out the room, never coming back. After the exercise, I told the director, dude, you got a problem. This is what it is. I asked for 50 reasons, right? Anybody who writes less than 15 reasons, 100% you don't want them on your team. Because why? Their subconscious and conscious are not aligned. Anybody who writes between 30 to 40 reasons, about 80% of them are not so good for your team. Issue, subconscious not aligned. People who write 50 reasons and more, guess what? Their subconscious is completely aligned. They got no issues. That's why they're able to write it freely. Okay? When your subconscious and conscious are not aligned, when you write something because I'm not good enough, shit, if I were to write this down and somebody reads it, it might be true. It could be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So there's a lot of noise in the head. That's why they can't write. Okay? So that's how you can use this exercise as a single exercise to determine whether teams should work together or not. All right? Now, I'm not going to bore you with this. I'm going to go, oh yeah, this is what it is. Okay, this is what we're all aspiring to. Get our elephants to work for us instead of against us. I have this little thing over here. It's the URL is here. If you just go into the URL, drop your email, I'll send you the exercise and the slides if you want. All right, this is Sylvia has been very gracious to invite me, and I hope to be able to bring some value to you guys to have this exercise, and look forward to you hearing your success stories when you try it in your teams. Please do drop me an email to let me know how it goes. If it goes really well, I want to hear about it. If it doesn't go well, talk to Sylvia. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.